Psychology of the persona. In Jungian psychology, the persona is a social mask or facade that an individual adopts to interact with the external world. It is the outward presentation of oneself to others, serving the purpose of making a specific impression on the people around them. Jung believed that the persona is a kind of social identity or role that individuals consciously or unconsciously construct to conform to societal expectations and norms. It is a means of adapting to social situations, fitting into various roles, and managing how one is perceived by others. This persona allows individuals to navigate the complexities of social interactions by presenting a version of themselves that is deemed acceptable or appropriate in a given context. While the persona is a tool for social adaptation and communication, it simultaneously conceals the true nature of the individual. Behind the mask of the persona lies the authentic self, the aspects of one's personality, thoughts, and emotions that may not align with societal expectations or norms. In this sense, the persona can be seen as a protective layer that shields the inner, more private self from the scrutiny of the external world. In summary, according to Jung, the persona is a dual-functioning social mask. It shapes the outward impression an individual makes on others while also serving as a veil that hides the deeper authentic aspects of the self. Jung posits that cultivating a functional social persona is a vital aspect of preparing for and engaging in adult life within the external social sphere. The persona in this context serves as a social mask or identity that individuals employ to navigate social interactions and meet societal expectations. Jung underscores the significance of a strong ego or conscious mind in establishing a connection with the outside world. However, he emphasizes that this relationship should be facilitated through a flexible persona. Such flexibility enables individuals to adapt to diverse social roles, discouraging an excessive identification with specific personas, such as those associated with professions like doctor, scholar, or artist. Jung states caution should be taken against the potential danger of individuals overly identifying with their personas. Complete fusion with social roles, such as a professor merging entirely with their textbook or tenor, complete fusion with social roles, such as a professor merging entirely with their textbook, or complete fusion with social roles, such as a professor merging entirely with their textbook or a tenor with their voice, is seen as a hindrance to psychological development. This kind of identification may give rise to a shallow, conformist personality excessively preoccupied with external opinions. There is a risk highlighted wherein individuals may lose a sense of their distinct selves if they excessively identify with their personas. This loss of individuality can manifest as a state of mind where people are unconscious of any differentiation between themselves and societal expectations. The concept of enantiodromia is introduced, signifying the emergence of repressed individuality from beneath the persona later in life. Jung suggests that if a persona becomes too dominant or empty, an antiodromia may occur, leading to a psychological transformation. This transformation can either result in a more balanced and authentic self, or, if not managed effectively, may induce internal conflicts. In essence, Jung underscores the delicate equilibrium between adapting to societal expectations through a flexible persona and avoiding complete identification with external roles. The overarching caution is against the potential loss of one's true self, with the latent possibility of repressed individuality surfacing in with the latent possibility of repressed individuality surfacing later in life. Breakdown. According to Jung, the breakdown of the persona represents a crucial and distinct moment, typical of the Jungian approach, occurring during therapy and in the broader process of personal growth. The moment described here is characterized by the dismantling or disintegration of the persona, the social mask or facade that individuals construct to conform to collective ideals. This breakdown reveals the excessive commitment to societal norms, which serves as a cover for deeper individuality. In Jung's view, this disintegration of the persona is not only an inevitable aspect of the individuation process, but is also deemed necessary for true personal development. The disintegration of the persona may not unfold without challenges. It may lead to a state of chaos in the individual, marked by the release of fantasy and sense of disorientation. This suggests that as the persona breaks down, the individual may confront a period of uncertainty and instability, grappling with unexplored aspects of their psyche and navigating a reality stripped of the false feels or adornments created by the persona. As the individuation process progresses, the situation evolves into a stark encounter with reality. The conventional facade provided by the persona is shed, and the individual faces an unadorned reality with no false pretenses. This stage is pivotal for genuine personal growth, as it signifies a departure from the superficial layers of conformity and a move toward a more authentic engagement with one's true self and the realities of life. Regression. Archetypal chaos refers to a state of psychological upheaval or disarray that arises when the persona or social mask breaks down, revealing deeper layers of the psyche. The specific reaction under discussion is what Carl Jung termed the regressive restoration of the persona. According to Jung, in the face of archetypal chaos, individuals may respond by attempting to restore the persona, but in a regressive manner. This involves the protagonist making a laborious effort to patch up their social reputation within the constraints of a more limited personality. Essentially, the individual may try to revert to their pre-crisis state, pretending that they are unchanged by the profound experience they have undergone. This regressive restoration of the persona is a defense mechanism aimed at maintaining a sense of social normalcy and avoiding the discomfort associated with the breakdown of the persona. The individual might resist the transformative aspects of the archetypal chaos, choosing instead to cling to a familiar and more superficial persona. This process is not limited to personal experiences, but can also manifest in therapeutic contexts. In the realm of treatment, there may be a persona restoring phase where the individual attempts to uphold superficiality. This could be a defense response to the challenges posed by deeper exploration during therapy. Additionally, there is mention of a longer phase that is not geared towards promoting individuation, the process of becoming one's true self, but rather aims at what Jung characterizes as the negative restoration of the persona. In this case, the goal is not growth or transformation, but a return to the previous status quo, resisting the potential for meaningful change that the experience of archetypal chaos might offer. In summary, individuals may react to the upheaval of archetypal chaos by defensively trying to restore the persona in a regressive manner, either in their personal lives or in the context of therapeutic treatment. This can involve resisting deeper self-discovery and opting for the safety of a familiar but limited social persona. The alternative, according to Jung, involves enduring life with the absence of the persona. the social mask or facade that individuals construct to navigate the external world. However, living without a persona comes with significant consequences in Jung's view. Jung asserts that a person without a persona is described as blind. Jung asserts that a person without a persona is described as blind to the reality of the world. In other words, such an individual lacks the protective social identity. Such an individual lacks the protective social identity that the persona provides, making it challenging for them to engage with the external world in a meaningful or adaptive way. Jung asserts that a person without a persona is described as blind to the reality of the world. In other words, such an individual lacks the protective social identity that the persona provides, making it challenging for them to engage with the external world in a meaningful or adaptive way. Instead, the world is perceived as merely an amusing or fantastic playground, suggesting a detached and superficial relationship with reality. As a result of the absence of the persona, the unconscious aspect of the psyche flow into the conscious realm, coinciding with the dissolution of the persona and a reduction in the directive force of consciousness, a state of disturbed psychic As a result of the absence of the persona, the unconscious aspects of the psyche flow into the conscious realm, coinciding with the dissolution of the persona and a reduction in the directive force of consciousness. A state of disturbed psychic equilibrium emerges. This state implies a disruption in the balance between the conscious and unconscious elements of the psyche. Individuals who find themselves trapped at this stage are characterized as blind to the world and labeled as hopeless dreamers. The reference to spectral Cassandras, dreaded for their tactlessness, externally misunderstood, suggests a sense of isolation and alienation. Cassandra in Greek mythology was a prophetess whose predictions were accurate but often disregarded or misunderstood. In essence, Jung's perspective is that living without a persona may lead to a state of psychic imbalance and detachment from reality. Individuals in this condition may struggle to navigate the world effectively, being perceived as dreamers or misunderstood figures, highlighting the challenges associated with the absence of a social mask in the complex interplay of the conscious and unconscious realms of the psyche. Individuation. Individuation is the process of becoming one's true and authentic self. Jung emphasizes that restoration, a central goal of individuation, is not only achieved through internal work on psychological figures, but also necessitates a readaptation in outer life, including the recreation of a new and more viable persona, the social mask or facade. Jungian individuation recognizes the importance of outer life and social adaptation. It acknowledges that a well-functioning persona is crucial for navigating society and avoiding unnecessary suffering. While developing a stronger persona may initially feel inauthentic, akin to learning to play a role, it becomes essential for the individual's well-being. The ability to perform social roles is seen as a protective measure against potential hardships. The goal of individuation is for individuals to cultivate a more realistic and flexible persona. This persona should be capable of helping them navigate society effectively without conflicting with or concealing their true selves. In other words, the ideal persona aligns with the individual's inner nature while allowing for smooth social interactions. In the best case scenario, the persona becomes not only appropriate and tasteful, but also a genuine reflection of both inner individuality and the outward sense of self. This implies a harmonious integration of the external social identity with the authentic self, resulting in a persona that is not only functional in society, but also authentic and aligned with the individual's true nature. In summary, Jung underscores the importance of outer life and social adaptation in the process of individuation. He emphasizes the need for a well-adapted and flexible persona that facilitates effective social functioning while remaining authentic to the individual's true self. The ultimate goal is the development of a persona that is not only appropriate for societal interactions, but also a true reflection of the individual's inner identity and outward expression. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you found this insightful. I've also developed an app with a link in the description available on the App Store to help you learn how to interpret your own dreams. It includes symbols, examples, and more on Carl Jung's psychology.